Hello class, we're going to go through the rigging lesson that we did this week, just so you can have it as a video for reference. Okay, so to start off, you have to build your skeleton and make sure that you're in the rigging menu. This is the skeleton tool. So I'm going to draw the spine by going to the side view. Here we go. I'm going to draw the center of gravity, the spine, the bottom of the neck, top of the neck, and the end of the head. Hit enter to stop. And now we're going to draw the leg. So I'm going to hit G to reactivate my joint tool. Draw the top of the thigh, the knee, at the front of the knee, the ankle, ball of the foot, end of the toe. Hit enter. And now I'm going to go back to my perspective view. I'm going to make a point of renaming all my joints. Joint center of gravity, joint spine, joint neck, joint head, joint head end. This is the joint for the left thigh, joint for the left knee, joint for the left ankle, joint for the left ball of the foot, joint for the left toe. I'm going to position this in the front view. I'm just going to move it over. And if you remember from class, this isn't really lined up the way that I want it to be, but I can't move it because it would mess up the orientation of this joint. So I'm going to use the joint orient values for the top joint to rotate this into place. And what I'm doing is I'm holding down the command key, and then I'm middle mouse clicking on the joint orient value that I want to change. There we go. I'm going to use the mirror joints tool to mirror my leg across the YZ. Remember, we're mirroring behavior, not orientation. And if you've named your joints using the _L_, you can change the thing. There we go. So now I have this leg. Very good. So I need to make my hula joint in the middle here. So I'm going to go back to the side view and draw that. Now, there's joints here, so if I click, it will connect the joint to what's there already, and I don't want that. So I'm going to click over here and then drag it to where I want it to be. There we go. Joint. Hula. Now, my hula joint is in the center, so I'm going to select my two legs, then select my hula joint and hit P so that they are parented underneath. I'm also going to parent my hula joint underneath my center of gravity joint. Hit P. Okay, so now we have to do the arms, and that's from the top view. Let's grab our joints, click up to the side, drag it over for the collarbone. There's the shoulder. There's the elbow towards the back of the elbow. Oops. There's the wrist. And there's the hand. And I'm not going to do the whole hand this time, but hopefully you will remember how to do that. So that's down here, so we have to move it up. And we can double check in the front view that is lined up with the arm. So that looks pretty good. So let's rename joint left clavicle, joint left shoulder, joint left elbow, joint left wrist, joint left hand. Okay. Now we can mirror it over. Skeleton, mirror joints. Very good. Now we're going to take both of these and parent it underneath the spine. P. Okay, that is our skeleton. All done. Looks good. Okay, so let's start with adding controls. And we're going to start with the legs. So legs are always IK. So I'm going to get my IK tool. Double checking that my settings are rotate plane, not single chain. Rotate plane. Click from the top of the leg to the ankle. Great. I'm going to hit G to do it again on the other side. Yeah. And we know that this is the correct type because we have this arrow pointing out to the front. So let's rename these IKL leg. Great. Now, the IK controls the position. So I'm going to make a controller, and that's under Create NURBS Primitives circle. So holding down V, I'm going to snap it to the IK handle. And then, now that it's in the right spot, freeze its transformations and delete its history. And rename it. So I'm going to duplicate it and move this one over to the other side. And this is CCR foot. Freeze transformations. And it has no history because I already deleted it. So take the control, and we're going to do a point constraint from the control to the IK handle. And when doing constraints, first you select the master, and then you select the slave. Constraint, point constraint. Just checking our settings. This is fine. Let's do the same to the other side. And I'm just going to hit G. Great. So now if I grab these controls and test them, cool. That's doing what we want. I also want this control, this foot control, to control the direction that the foot is pointing. And so we'll do an orient constraint onto the foot bone. So joint. So first select the controller, and then the joint, constraint. Check our settings. We want maintain offset turn on. Add. Same on the other side. G. Okay. Let's double check. It's moving and it's rotating. Good. Let's do our knee controllers. Control. Create a circle. And I'm going to snap it to the knee. And I'm going to change the shape just a little bit. Control its vertex. Let's get that in just so it looks different. Cool. That's good. I'm going to duplicate this and snap it to the other side. Now, freeze the transformation and delete the history. And I actually froze them a little bit early because we have to move and rotate and now freeze transformations. Okay. So to connect the knee controller to the direction of the knee, first we select the controller, then the IK handle, do a constraint, pole vector constraint. And we know it worked because this little line is here. So do the other side, hit G, and let's test again. Looks good. All right, legs are done. Let's do the hips. We're going to do the hula control as a circle. So we're going to snap that up here. Make sure we're snapping to the right thing. This is the hula joint. Now I'm going to turn my character back on so I can make sure that this is a good size. That's good. Freeze transformations. Delete the history. Okay, let's rename. Control left knee. Control right knee. Control hula. Now, the hula control controls the rotation of the hips. So we'll be doing an orient constraint. Here, constraint, orient constraint. Test it. Yeah, looks good. Okay. Let's do the center of gravity control. So I'm going to create a square using the CV curve tool. And if I check my settings, I want to make sure that I'm in linear so that I can actually make a square. So I'm going to snap, 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 and hit enter to finish. Cool. Let's bring this up here. Good, and this is the center of gravity joint. So I'm going to make sure that that's snapped there. Very good. Freeze transformations. Delete the history. Rename. Cool. So center of gravity control controls the position and the rotation of this joint. So we need to do a parent constraint. Constraint, parent constraint. Make sure maintain offset is turned on and click add. Let's test it. Okay, very good. So the upper body is following. Awesome. We want the hip control to follow the center of gravity control. So we are going to parent it underneath. So for parenting, remember, child and then parent, hit P, and now they follow. Great. Let's make some controls for the spine. Circle. More circles. Snap it. Make it a little bigger to fit. That's good. I'm duplicating it and moving it up here. Okay. And duplicating and moving up here. All right. I want my head control to actually go around the head so that it's easy to grab. So I'm going to make it a little bigger, like this. And I'm going to move the pivot point so that it is snapped down here. And so I need to be in the Move tool, hold down D, and then V, and middle mouse, D, V. There we go. All right. So for all of these, we need to freeze the transformations and delete the history. Let's rename CC spine. CC neck, CC head. Very good. So the spine just rotates, so we'll do an orient constraint. Orient. Same with the neck. I'm going to hit G, and also the head, G. Okay, and now, because the head needs to follow the neck, we need to parent the head control. And then the neck follows the spine, so we have to parent the spine. And the spine follows the center of gravity, so we parent. So this is what's, so the hula, and then spine, neck, head. Let's give it a test. Rotate. Okay. Everything is following. Cool. 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 All right. Now, we're going to do the arms. And I'm going to do one arm as an IK and one arm as an FK. And you can choose which one you wanted to do more. So let's make an IK arm. So using the IK handle from the shoulder to the wrist. And the IK knows which way to point because I built in a slight bend in the elbow. Let's make it control. Circle. Snap it. And rotate it. Cool. That's good. Freeze the transformations. And delete the history. So just the same as the foot setup, we're going to do a point constraint to the IK handle, and then an orient constraint to the hand joint. Then we're going to give it a test. Okay. Okay. Good. Let's make an elbow control. So we're going to snap to the elbow and move it straight back. And then I'm going to rotate this and change the shape. Looks good. Okay. Freeze its transformations. Delete its history. And do a pole vector constraint. And then we test. That looks good. Okay. Okay, so we're going to do the other side as FK. And if you remember, we need to make padding groups so that we can orient our controls to point the same direction as the joint. Just renaming this CCL. CCL. Oh. Okay, so create a nerve circle, rename it, shoulder. Now, I'm going to do Command G to put it into a group, rename the group, pad, R, shoulder. Now, I need to do a parent constraint from the joint to the group. But as this is a parent constraint with maintain offset turned off. So now it did its job. It moved my group. So I can delete it. I'm going to orient this so that it's around the shoulder. I'm going to freeze its transformation, delete its history. Okay. I'm actually going to duplicate this group So this is going to be for the elbow. So take the joint to the padding group, parent constraint. So it popped it here. That did its job. Now I can delete it. And our elbow, because I just duplicated the first one, is ready to go. One more for the hand. Duplicate this group. Hand. Okay. Select the joint. Select the group. Parent constraint. Did its job. Delete the parent constraint. And now we're good to go. So these need to have orient constraints to the joints. 1, hit G to do it again. Control, joint, hit G to do it again. Let's test. Cool. 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 Okay. And because it's in a hierarchy, we need to parent these up. So the hand group gets parented under the elbow control. The elbow group gets parented under the shoulder. And the shoulder group gets parented under the spine. Let's test. All right, that arm is following. So if I select all 3 of these, all right, that looks good. All right. So that is our rig. And that's it for this week.